Day 2 of working on the Dodge Ram 50 Custom 2.6. I think what I'm going to do, since I cannot get the one bolt off, where is it? That, I don't know. Yeah, I can't see it, but I can see it on the TV. So apparently it looks brighter on TV. But it's right there anyways. Right under the corner of this hose. Right down in there. It's the one I can't get. So I think I'm just going to leave the intake on for right now. And go ahead, take off these rockers and see if there's any way that I can take that rubber plug out that I didn't take out yesterday. Try to slip those gears off if I can. See what needs to be done to get the gears off. I don't know. And unbolt the cam and see if I can get the timing chain to come off and whatnot. Then I can just pull the head bolts and then I should, I think, be able to just pull the intake and head up together as one. Guess we're gonna find out. Alright, just going back over this gasket real quick. That right there is definitely the only place I see it was leaking. That little small water port right there. right in front of where they split that. It's weird. They don't have it split there. They don't have it split there. But they split the gasket there, and that's where it went out. And if you look at the other side, it's the exact same way. Now look, I was leaking up there too. It is so weird. Why they did that, I don't know. A weak spot in this type of gasket, I suppose. Well, a little bit bad news on this head. Let me flip it around. Alright, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there is a small crack right there between the valves. There is another crack between that valve. And then, where did I see it? Right there. It's cracking right there. But I'm going to try and make this last as long as I can because I have no way to get another head right now. So I got copper coat spray. I am literally going to spray the living shit out of this head. And see how long I can get it to last. Maybe it won't finish cracking. Because it looks like they've just started cracking. They're not in water ports at least, you know. So it's not like it's going to leak water. It's only going to leak compression. But at least I'll be able to keep the water out of the cylinders now and keep it from pitting and getting any worse. But the head is definitely toast. I'm going to have to get a different head later on. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pop this intake off, get that last bolt off the intake, get the new gasket put on there, siliconed on, and all the bolts put back on, tightened up. And then I'll throw this head back on. Alright, you see this oil valley here that goes along? Somebody had completely covered this thing in silicone super thick and had plugged this oil valley up in 3 places. Yeah, I had it plugged up right here. I remember that one, and then I think it was like somewhere right through here and over here. And then the holes themselves were partially plugged. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 oil feed holes that I'm assuming help feed up here to the cam and valve springs. And this hole right here, I have no idea what it goes to, but it was completely packed all the way to the top. I cleaned it out as deep as I can get it, you know, going down in there. But I think it turns right there or goes somewhere else, so I can't get any further out. I don't know what the heck that hole there is for. But it was completely packed with corrosion, rust and dirt, sand, all kinds of crap. I got it all out as best I could. Tried to clean it up. So I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning on this and slap the other intake on, but I am not going to use silicone on it. I'm going to use copper spray, head gasket spray. Make sure I don't get any of those out oil valleys screwed up. That may have been why the cam is so wore. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with these engines, if that's common or what. This is the first 2.6 I've ever worked on. But I'm going to do what I know and do the best I can. Well, on this intake, here goes another doubter, huh? I know why they had a silicone now. First one is right there. And then it's got a bunch of pitting. And a big slice right out of port. So I'm gonna have to put a tiny thin layer of silicone on each one of these scratches that's right through into the intake. It's like someone took a saw to it. That's just insane. How such deep gouges could get in the intake, I don't know. Well, taking a little quick break here. Got the intake on, all copper coated, and torqued down to 22 foot-pounds or whatever it was. And then I got the head put on, and I copper coated that all, both sides, really thick, and put that gasket down, got it all torqued down in sequence to 70 foot-pounds. It says 65 to 72. I put 70 on them all the way around in. Went and rechecked them all to make sure they were good, and they're all set right there at the torque wrench. But the problem is now that unfortunately I'm going to have to tear the entire front of the engine off. The tensioner that holds the chain out so that it stays tight on the two tensioner bars that come up. They're like almost like brake pads that come up and they rub on each side of the timing chain to hold them in. The little tensioner is spring activated, pushes out. Well, when I took the cam off and loosened the gear, it popped out all the way. Now the cam is too high for the timing gear to go back on by about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. So that's what I'm going to start doing now. Alright, I did get somewhere so far, but I'm like done for the day. I gotta go watch some videos to figure out how to get timing set on this. But let me flip this around. Alright, I ended up being able to push the plunger in by hand. Let's see if I can flip fingers here. Just push it in by hand like that. And then I was able to pull this up and line it up onto the timing gear and get the bolt in, tightened down. So it's in the exact same spot it was. Nothing's moved since I first tore it apart, but I want to try. I got the #1 spark plug out, and I want to try and get it up top dead center and actually set the timing correctly and put the distributor in how it's supposed to, because someone else I definitely had this apart. It had all new gaskets on it that tore when I took them off. So I need to get water pump gasket and timing cover gasket anyways. Someone's already had this engine apart. I'm guessing why. That's why everything looks like it's brand new inside here. Except for I want to make sure the timing gets set correctly. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. I'm about to head inside, watch some videos on how to do this timing if I can find some. Howdy y'all, it's day 3 of working on this Dodge Ram 50 now. Everything is finally coming along, figuring it out. I'll flip this around, show you where we're at. I got all the rockers bolted down, lined up and on, and I got the timing lined up correctly. This right here, I didn't have other stuff trying to take the focus of the camera off. Okay, it's supposed to be straight up. That's the locking key for the cam gear. Alright, and then the actual timing mark is right there, straight to the right. That's where it's supposed to be. And then you can't see the bottom one because the other stuff is already on. But like the other gear and stuff. But there is another, but the keyway is supposed to be straight to the right, and it is. So you can tell by the keyway as well. Once those are all set up correctly, then I use this one right here as my #1, as the rotor start pointed right at my #1. And the firing order is 1, 3, 4, 2 clockwise. So now all I gotta do is get all the gasket material cleaned off, put a new gasket on it for the timing cover water pump, put it in there, put it all back together. Just cleaning out the valve cover and getting all the gasket material off of it and stuff like that, and I found this. There, I think you can see it now. It's completely all cracked and busted out on the inside. It looks like some kind of maybe welding, silver weld, maybe aluminum weld was used, but it looks pretty rough. I haven't looked at the outside yet. Flip it over. It's been cleaning the inside. Oh, yep, it was welded. I can see the weld now. Well, at least somebody knew how to aluminum weld. Alright, I don't know if you'll be able to see out here or not because it's starting to get dark. But I'm going to go ahead and flip it around. I got the truck all back together, and I didn't put the air conditioner bracket on or the air conditioner because it didn't work anyways. But it's out here running. I can see better with the camera than I can with my own eyes. Yeah, I didn't put the shroud on yet, letting it get a heat cycle in. I checked the compression and everything, and the compression was like 140, almost 150 in that #3 cylinder. And that's the one that only had 90 in it. So we definitely fixed the compression so far.
But I did get it all back together, got it filled up with water. Took a minute to get it started, but did end up getting it started. The only thing I'm missing is the heat shroud and the air conditioner that I took off. But other than that, it's running. So I think that's pretty good. Put my breather on and take it for a test drive.